Yeah, this woman is so like it gets scary out there.
Should we jump into one?
Yeah, let's get her saying the N-word. Let's
Let's see the master at work.
because it's so funny. I didn't know what the hubbub was about. I was looking, I was like, oh, who's this little trad wife baddie? And then,
That's why it was an iffy story.
The thing is, that's what
He was like, I watched it with the sound off.
I don't see anything wrong with this woman.
I don't know why everyone's mad at beautiful people.
This is just like what my life's like. Go ahead. Oh no.
Iffy. Unquote tweet this. Put the sound on.
Turn the sound on.
I'm sick and tired of all girls getting blamed, or like guys, certain guys, thinking that all girls are gold diggers. I don't know if it's because you get your information from those street interviews.
Oh my God, that's a lot of garlic powder.
What the fuck?
You're getting the opinion of some dumb whores and immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card.
I only saw the clip that we're getting to. It's so bad even before we
Guys,
get there.
this has a kind of, the pacing is great.
Yeah,
the escalation
yeah.
at play. It's like these
immigrants.
stupid girls who, by the way, I mean stupid bitches.
And they're whores, by the way, as well.
Yeah, I was originally going to make the joke and be like, when she was like, I'm just calling out the male community. And I was like, oh, is that what you're calling it? And then I was like, oh, no, you literally do call out immigrants and then immediately say the N-word.
She's like
Whoa.
tickling the boundary. To say like,
You know, if you watch like one of those YouTube freestylers like Harry Mack, and they'll just like be like doing this immaculate freestyle, weaving every word, and then someone's throwing another word out there, and they just work it into the freestyle. That's what I feel like she's doing with like the just list of grievances.
Someone has the cue cards up with all of the most inflammatory words.
Immigrants.
Say something about this one.
I will also acknowledge we're all men talking about this, so you know, just
listen up.
all right. So let's let the woman speak.
Yeah. Let's see what she has to say.
Immigrants fresh off the boat looking for a green card. Yes, they are probably gold diggers, but that's the exception. I'm the rule. Everybody I know who's married right now, they're married to broke ass niggas.
Whoa! That's not how that phrase works. Like the exception, I'm the rule.
I'm the rule. What do you mean you're the rule?
I am the one who knocks.
Yeah, that's not. First off, I mean, there's a lot of things going on in that sentence.
I specifically take issue with this one.
It's actually incredible that this is such a weird, convoluted 2 minutes that her saying the N-word is like fourth most interesting part of it.
Also, what's so interesting about it to me is, you know, we often talk about how white people shouldn't say or any version of the N-word. And I think the proof here is how bad it fumbles out of her mouth.
Right. You can
immediately.
Like what was,
did she say broke ass?
Yeah. Broke ass. I was like,
she's not comfortable with it.
It seems like she's reading like the like reading off of the lyric.com.
Clips of Aiden Ross just trying to use as much AB as possible.
The English teacher teaching To Kill a Mockingbird and being like, we're going to read this out loud right now. But it's okay
it's in a
because
literary context and we're quoting.
And it's not going to be weird because we're all going to say it at the same time.
Wait. So you hear it? Someone, a child hears them chanting it.
Always.
She went for the kickflip. She landed it. It was sloppy. It was sloppy. And now how does she ride away?
And they don't.
I know what I said. I'm going to crack some nuts right here.
That truly is the teleports behind you moment.
Yeah.
She's like, who am I married to? No need.
I know. But also, to keep track, for this chicken, I'm assuming, hot sauce, olive oil, a shit ton of garlic.
And all of the garlic powder.
All
pepper, of course. And they say white people don't season
black
food.
pepper. Yeah.
Yeah, so what's the problem here?
Yeah.
Couldn't care less about your fucking money, okay? My type is broke mechanics and surfer hippie dudes who just want to live in a shack and surf and have babies. All I ask of a man is that you're competent, you're not a pussy.
And you're not black.
Yeah.
Those
I know.
are the only
I know. It's truly like she chose the like whitest.
The whitest
thing.
versions of like quote unquote blue collar.
And as like a LA SoCal native, nothing about you would attract a surfer hippie dude. Like there's not a like broke mechanic for sure. You're a mechanics like they have you above their locker. You know, like that's but like, you know, like,
And you're brave enough to say what they never could.
yeah. this is wild.
It's funny. She's more veteran coded. I feel like that would be more the trad aesthetic.
Yes.
What's funny is I like use the N-word extremely sparingly because I'm like, if I'm using it, it has to add to something. And it's just so unnecessarily thrown in there just for the shock value.
Because like if like honestly, and this is gonna be the wildest thing I might say this whole episode, it would make more sense if she was saying like all of her friends are married to broke black dudes, because there's no reason to use the royal in this, because I am a strong proponent of the royal, where like I'm calling like, you know, Brian, you know,
of course,
The royal.
the royal. Yeah, you know, the fact checker, you know, like that. It was like that. That makes sense.
Yeah,
but
look,
like,
could you be more specific? Oh, no.
okay, I know which nigga you're talking about now.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
but like this one,
the
it
royals
just
do say it about one of them.
This is like a very specific version of like white person who grew up rich and has only been around white people and is like, well, let me just try saying this because none of you are going to call me out on it.
Yes.
And
It's
so
like-
let me just give it a shot.
It's like, I want to be goth, so it's the first day I wear eyeliner. I'm like, I wonder if anyone's going to say
Well, it's so
anything.
funny because it feels like after you said that, as if she heard the song Gold Digger and thought like broke, like that's the whole title of it. It's like when someone isn't making
That's the
money, they're
alternate title
broke.
for Gold Digger.
Yeah, if you don't make money, you're a broke nigga. And it's like, no.
She thought it was like a seminar.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, you know, you have, you know, rich dad, poor dad, broke.
But what's
I feel like
interesting
he is saying she's a gold digger. Can I just say, in that song, it really seems like Kanye thinks.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
he's...
no, it's like you don't have to be rich, you just can't be a broke.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You have got to be
I've been told this.
you've got to be a surfer, dude. That's
You gotta
what
be a
the song was
surfer.
about.
Yeah. Well, her point, you know, it's so funny because now I see the
Now you
point
see
she's
her point.
making, is that she's like, no, we're not after money. We're, you know, everyone I know is married to someone who doesn't have that much money. I, for example, like I'm the rule. I would like a mechanic or a surfer, but like everything that is pictured is not a mechanic or surfer salary. So one, you're lying about that. Two, like, yeah,
It seems like the only
does-
fault she's outlining there is being black.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, she doesn't care about the financial part, apparently.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all that's left.
The thing is, like, this will. What you were saying, where it's like speed running to go into alt-right commentator,
Yeah.
right? Like this is the way you do it,
yeah.
which is like become a parent for some reason, have just enough that like the super conservative people will be like, but she said it in a positive way, and it's
Right.
like, no, but she should have never said it. That's the problem, right?
Well, yeah, and then everyone shares like, you know, rappers bringing up a white person who says it in their song, and there's all this. Well, it's funny because I think that the like goal that is like being a right-wing talking head isn't as, you know, rich as it is, because, you know, a bunch of people was like, she got fired for a job, and it's like, well, who cares, now she's going to be a commentator. I was like, no, it's like, I think this is going to be she's going to be a one wonder.
Everything about it feels very calculated.
Oh no, I think you're right. I think she hit on all of the like the big thing that got her shared is that she said the N-word.
Right.
But she is hitting all of their talking points before we even get there. So you're right. It really does feel like a pitch for this. And I think that the grift is real. We know it. And I just think it's not as like rich as people play it up to be. But I think that there is a element to it because this is so very well shot. This isn't
It's
like
actually oddly insecure in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Where there's it feels like front porching to highlight a lot of dog whistle points like immigrants to be like, and like it's a bunch of, you know, like I'm like you guys,
Yes.
I just like all the same stuff, and then, you know, do you like me? Is everybody like
well,
what's
no, it's
weird?
very pick me where it's like, we don't even want you to have money.
But
We
it's
want
like, but it is the same thing of like I'm not materialistic. The only materialistic people I know are immigrants who come here specifically to marry the rich people, and they're gonna marry your husbands. And it's like, no, stop.
Hide
it.
your kids, hide your wife.
Like it's very clearly has all of the underpinnings where it's like, I know what you're trying to say, and most people wouldn't go out and straight up say the N-word, and now I'm clarified. I know, yeah, you're right. This is exactly what you were trying to do.
That is
Everything
the
about
only
this.
rule she's an exception to is saying the N-word.
Yeah.
That's is it that what she said? I'm not the
the rule.
exception, I'm the rule.
I'm the rule. It's such a funny line to me. Wait, Jacob. So she responded to this. Prepare for the most telegraphed video of all time.
So a recent video of mine seems to have upset members of a certain community, And
Broke.
The broke community.
Being broke, yeah.
all the backlash just really made me, just really do a deep dive, like do a soul search. And after all that, I still couldn't find a care.
Hold on.
Wow.
Wait, I didn't know about this part.
Wow.
Also,
It's like they died in Call of Duty.
This is such base level stuff of like the people who are like, I can say this because it's free speech, and it's like, yeah, and we could call you a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
that's
that's
fine.
I think that's
fine.
That's how it works.
like it's so wild how horny people are for the Constitution that just do not understand the grasp of it. Where it's like, it's my First Amendment right. Yes, you can say that, and you won't go to jail for it. That doesn't mean we have to
you're
put
not
up to
protected
it.
from
Yeah,
consequences.
you're not protected from like societal norms with your First Amendment free speech.
You can also have a gun, but it doesn't mean you can do everything with a gun.
Yeah.
Did she say, and I just can't find a care?
Yeah, I just can't find a
It's
care.
not any phrase.
Well,
I
it's-
just don't give a care.
Well, it's so funny too because like someone
Well,
who
I mean,
just like fumbled out,
I'm the
the N
rule.
word, who's just so afraid of just saying like fuck.
It's weird to jump all the way there and be like, it's actually interesting to see what barriers she has in place.
Yeah.
Right. Haven't heard her say a regular.
So all those nerds in high school, like the weird theater kids and the anime people, and
Anime.
Anyway, dude.
That's why I knew
that's
I
us.
got clipped. Was immediately being infuriated by the way she said anime. Anime.
That's gonna be that's my
Anime.
daughter's name, brother.
Yeah,
That's like
Anime
when,
Anika.
there's like that Jay-Z lyric where he's saying anime, but I thought he was saying anime, and I was like, Jay-Z weeb confirmed.
Yeah, hell yeah.
We're exactly the same.
And I was disappointed.
know who I'm talking about, the people we didn't hang out with. So they've grown up now, and they're the ones making the laws. They're the Mark Zuckerbergs. They're the Faucis of the world, of fucking nerds.
That's true.
She did say the F word.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Sorry,
That was great.
I get that. Like, it's another like virtue signal for that political ideology to go against
Yeah.
Fauci,
Right.
the lawmaker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't-
dude. The scientist is a nerd.
Like,
Fucking nerd is so funny.
it's very funny to not mention a single person that actually makes laws.
Politician.
Theater kids, they're the ones making the
The
laws.
theater kids are changing the world one single solo show at a time where they talk about their father issues.
Yeah,
and like,
they're-
look, hey, as a former theater kid, I can make fun of other theater kids.
Oh, yeah.
I don't take it from you. I don't take it from
Yeah.
a pretty person, especially one who says the N-word.
It feels like the internal monologue of like a mean girl in high school.
Yeah.
They're like, finally, I can stuff these nerds into lockers like they belong.
Hey, TikTok audience that's extremely online and angry. Do
Yes.
you remember nerds?
Yeah.
People different from you?
The people who had like niche interests, we should kill them.
Dorks that never got laid in high school, and they got a major chip on their shoulder against the normies. That's why you see all these fat ass fucks making laws. Oh, you can be obese and anorexic. Okay, sure. They're the ones inventing clown world.
Wait a second. How do I get into the beta for Clown World? How do I join the closed beta for Clown World?
Dude,
Because I
did
am
not
trying
know
to
that
get
was
in.
still in development.
What is Clown World?
Kickstarter.
What is
I
she
do
even
think-
referring to?
Here's the thing. I do think if Biden came out and was like, here's my running partner, we're going to make Clown World. I think he would do better than what he's currently doing.
I literally, if you did that and then there was just a video of him being really, really, I genuinely believe this, being so good at karate, I think he would win the
Like a
election.
Vladimir Putin style propaganda
Yeah,
video
just
where he
doing
just like,
judo or something.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so funny because like this is obviously someone just rambling off shit with no point. Like this, like it proves the like talking head thing because like even the most shithead of the shittiest head, like right wing talking head, they have like, you know, an agenda. They know what they're, and this person is clearly just spouting off like, what do you mean by they said you can be anorexic and obese at the same? Like, what do you mean?
Dude,
like,
one of
what-
these like fat guys like Fauci
yeah,
and Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. But like, I genuinely, I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, what laws are you trying to attack by calling that out?
It's literally, there's no focus to it because it's how can I list as many
divisive
as many dog whistles
Exactly.
as possible.
Yeah, it's like an
even
ocarina of dog whistles.
Yeah, not even like real
Shout out
political
Koji Kondo.
dog whistles though, but these are like TikTok based ones. Like it was like, oh, I know all the girly pops are mad about like, body shaming, so I'm gonna talk about anorexic and obesity. Like it really is like, yeah, this person is trying to get conservative dollars, which is so funny
And
because
the thing is, the one thing Daily Wire is really good at finding the perfect balance between ideology and presentability.
Yes.
Like she is not charismatic enough or tactful enough.
Well, that's-
Ben Shapiro is a smart
yeah.
guy as far as just what he says.
That's the funny thing about it is
He's
like
an
you're
idiot.
doing all this, you're like burning up like your world because you think that you're gonna get a call from Ben Shapiro's like, hey, how's it going? I saw you say the N-word. Horny.
Actors. You wonder why actors are so politically leftist? Oh, right. It's because they're loser theater kids.
She really hates theater kids.
Loser theater kids. I wish like Jason Momoa would knock on our doors like,
Yeah.
hey,
I'm looking at this woman and I'm thinking, looks like somebody didn't get the main part in Oklahoma. Looks like somebody got put.
Theater kids.
I'm looking at this woman and I'm thinking, oh, looks like you were always cast as the grandma in your
Yes.
show because
Yeah.
you didn't quite have the range for it and you
Yeah.
couldn't dance very well.
Oh, you were a tree. Sucks to suck.
It was like when
sorry about
how Ben
that.
Shapiro
Everyone
has,
else is
like,
stupid and a nerd.
this has the energy of someone who was popular in their high school, but was like the one who was getting shit on by Regina George. Like you were not.
It's just- it's
you were
actually-
not a leader.
If you take away like the political aesthetics, because that's all it really is,
Yes.
it's aesthetics. If you remove that, she could honestly just be talking about how frustrating it is that even though my grades were perfect, I'm not
yes.
being hot. Because if you are raised thinking it's a meritocracy and then
Yeah.
you're not rewarded for what you think is merit, then your brain breaks unless you're able to learn and develop and like,
Yeah.
if you can learn and
Well,
develop, you're
because
probably going to change your mind.
and I think the reason we see this in whiteness often is because I think if, like you said, if you were raised like that and you're white, you believe the system works for you in so long.
Yeah.
Where when you're a person of color, that is showed very early. At
It's
a,
just-
You just think it's luck or fortune. Like, you know that there's context immediately.
like you as a growing up as a black person, especially me who wanted to be an actor and do things, I was like, oh, I must succeed in spite of the system. So I never am expecting it to work for me.
Right.
And every road bump that comes my way, I'm like, yep, that's part of it. Let's
Yeah.
kind of find a way around it. But if you look like this, and we're assuming that she always has, but like if she's always grown up as a pretty white woman in wherever the fuck she lives, she was told her whole life, like everything's going to be rolled out for you. Everything's going to go good. You're always going to get the best husband. You're always going to go. This could be any number of things. This could simply be her kind of ugly friend having a hotter husband than her. Anything
Right,
that
the
doesn't
grievances,
go.
like,
Yeah.
because our brain, the way our brains work, there's no like, for her, it could feel as extreme. Like her, I'll say it, her feelings are valid.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that they are factual.
Oh, yeah.
But like,
or should be retained.
or should be retained, or shouldn't be challenged. But like, those feelings are probably real that she's feeling, or it's a performance. And I never want to give somebody, one thing I don't like about on the internet is when people are like, oh, it's bait, so ignore
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
But it's like, but it doesn't matter if it's bait because it's still, it's still getting tons
Yeah.
of views, and it's
Yes.
still.
I think
and
no
not majority of
morals.
people aren't
Exactly.
seeing it that way.